Hi, welcome to the 360 virtual tour of the Kenyon College Athletic Center. We also call the Kenyon College Athletic Center the CAC for short, so you'll hear that a lot. My name's Sierra Smith. I'm a junior from Bel Air, Maryland. I'm a sprinter for the track team here at Kenyon. Academically, I'm a neuroscience major with an environmental studies concentration on the pre-med track. I'm outside of admissions. I'm involved in research. I play an instrument. I write for a student magazine and a couple other clubs and organizations.
Hi, I'm Ben Stillians. I'm a junior from Cambridge, Ohio. I'm a biochemistry major, and I'm a member of the cross-country and track teams here at Kenyon.
During the tour, if you click on your screen and toggle around a little bit, you can see different angles of each scene we're about to show you.
Okay, so right now we're looking at McBride Field, where our football team, the Kenyon Lords, will practice and play. Around the field, we have Wilder Track, where the track and cross-country teams will have a lot of practices, some meets throughout the year. Now we're going to take a walk down to the athletic center.
As you can see, the athletic center is kind of at the bottom of a hill, so highly recommend bringing a bike to campus if you're ever going to run late for practice. It turns a 20-minute walk into a 3-minute bike ride.
I will say, while it is easy to bike down the hill to the athletic center, after a hard workout or a hard game, even biking that thing back up the hill is a little difficult. So just be careful what you do there.
The CAC was built in the early 2000s, and most of the building is made out of glass. So we have fantastic natural light in there. It doesn't feel like your typical dark and dingy gym. It's a really nice place to work out, especially in the winter months when you kind of want a little more light. 33% of students at Kenyon are varsity athletes, and about another third of students play a club or intramural sport, and the final third still has full access to all the facilities at the CAC. So we're a very active community, and the CAC is open to anyone, regardless if you play a varsity sport or not.
All right, here we are in the mat court. As you can see, there's basketball hoops all around, but that's not all that it's used for. A lot of club sports will use this space for practice and games. Sometimes you'll walk in, you'll see the club soccer team practicing over there in the side. You'll always see people practice on their shots, their fadeaway shots at the basketball hoops.
Just beyond the mat court too, you'll notice a lot of doors and windows. Those are actually all the different offices for the coaches for all the varsity teams. And similar to professors at Kenyon, the different coaches and assistant coaches will all have office hours. So it's easier for athletes to come and meet with them and discuss how they're going to handle managing academics and athletics, or just what they need to improve on for the next game. But all of our athletic staff is really accessible to the students. And next, we're going to take you upstairs to show you some more of our facilities.
So right now we're in a multi-purpose room. Sometimes there'll be yoga classes, Zumba classes, that kind of stuff. We have a program called Kenyon Fit here at Kenyon, where pretty much there's going to be a lot of just yoga classes, type of classes like that throughout the week that are completely free for Kenyon students to attend. I've been known to make appearances at the yoga classes whenever I have off days. A good way to stretch out the muscles, just like after a long workout the day before. Also, sometimes different clubs on campus, like the Ballroom Dance Club, will use this space for practices and club meetings, just because it's a really great dance studio for students. And whenever it's not being in use by Kenyon Fit or other clubs, students are free to come in and use the space for their own purposes.
And the cool thing about Kenyon Fit classes too is they'll be taught either by Kenyon athletic staff, or different students can actually be hired to teach different classes. So one of the yoga classes I took was actually taught by a Kenyon student. I have a friend who teaches a martial arts class. So if you have a new class to offer Kenyon Fit, the athletic center is more than happy to hire you. Next, we're going to be taking you over to the CAC Theater.
Right now we're in the CAC Theater. This space is often utilized by sports teams to watch film, have team meetings, have certain trainings done. Also, different clubs and organizations on campus will reserve this space for film viewings.
We actually had a Kenyon alumni who worked on the film Black Panther, and because of that, Kenyon got to show the film in this theater while it was still in theaters, and students got to come and see it for free, and apparently it was difficult to even get a seat to come see it.
So right now we're heading into the Patterson Fitness Center. This is the weight room. It's also got a bunch of cardio equipment. As you can see, we have loads of bikes, treadmills, ellipticals, also a ton of weightlifting equipment, both machines and free weights. And the whole free weight section is in the back of the fitness center. There you can see not only Kenyon students and Kenyon faculty have memberships, but also all Gambier community members do have memberships to the fitness center, along with all the other things that the CAC has.
Once you become a Kenyon student, you actually have a lifetime membership to the CAC. So if you ever find yourself back in Gambier, you're totally welcome to come in and use the CAC facilities again.
Here we are in the Jasper tennis courts. You can see there's 4 tennis courts set up. By the vantage point that we're standing in right now, this is a pretty high traffic area. So whenever you're walking into the weight room from the locker room, you can walk by the tennis courts and see some classmates of yours practicing for their varsity teams. In addition to the varsity tennis teams practicing here and competing here, whenever they're not in there, it's open to everybody in the Kenyon community, like most of the fields and courts here. Oftentimes I'll borrow a couple rackets and some balls from the front desk, take some friends out here and get a game of doubles in.
The Toan Indoor Track is not only where our fantastic track team and cross-country team like to practice in the winter, but a variety of other sports teams will actually hold events here as well. So we'll share the inside portion of the track with the baseball team, the women's softball team, the football team's known to do yoga in here a lot of times. Lacrosse teams will practice in here too. It's a very shared space amongst the athletic community. There's drop-down batting cages that can be used inside the Toan Track as well. And one of my favorite parts of the Toan Track is just how much glass there is in that area. So if it's snowing in the winter while you're practicing in there, it almost feels like you're inside of a snow globe, or it's an inside-out snow globe, we like to say. Look to your right or left as well. There's larger posts with these like spherical devices on them. I don't know how to better describe it, but we have a state-of-the-art ventilation system within the Toan Track as well, which is really unique to the CAC, because a lot of times if you're running on an indoor track, it's not great for your lungs because there's a lot of bacteria that can get built up in the air, and we like to call it like track cough or like indoor track cough if you come back from a meet. But you'll never get this at the Toan Track because of this ventilation system that's so unique for the CAC.
Now we're going to head to the James Steen Natatorium, where the varsity swim teams will practice and compete.
Inside the natatorium, if you look up and to your left, if you see the different flags from different countries on the wall in the back, those are actually flags representing all the different countries our swimmers come from. We also have a full Olympic-sized swimming pool in the natatorium, and pretty sizable bleachers and fan section, because our swim team's very competitive, so they tend to draw a very large crowd to their swim meets.
If you look up at the top of the natatorium, you can see all those banners hanging down. Each one of those banners represents a national championship that was won by one of the swim teams, either men's or women's. And as you can see, we are a very winning swim team here at Kenyon.
We also have a competitive dive team at Kenyon. So if you look back in the left corner, you'll see our diving board. And just beyond the diving board, we even have a hot tub that's open for anyone to use. So all of our public locker rooms open up to the natatorium, so you can come and use the hot tub or the pool when the swim team's not practicing. So now we're going to take you downstairs to show you a couple more things. And first, we're going to walk you through one of our public locker rooms. So looking around in this public locker room, you have different lockers that you can use for 24 hours or just for the whole day when you come down to work out. If we continue on to, you'll see we have a steam room and a sauna even that you're able to use. Anyone that comes to the CAC is able to use after a workout, before a workout, or even not related to a workout if you'd like. We also have some showers as well, so it's nice to come down in the morning, get a quick workout in, and you can get cleaned up before class.
This is the equipment room. This is where most of the varsity athletic teams will have their uniforms stored, pads, stuff like that stored off during the off season. Something I like to mention about the equipment room is that the equipment managers will do all student athletes laundry from their workouts. So you just put all of your workout clothes onto a little laundry loop after your practice. Just throw it in a bin, and the next day when you come to practice, it'll be done hanging up right outside your locker room. So a really nice thing for the student athletes here.
Now we're going to take you inside the training room. So we have several athletic trainers available to all the different sports teams, and even if you're just a student working out at the CAC, they're available to you too if you have any questions. We have a hot bath available for athletes to use and an ice bath, whichever you prefer and need. In the back too, there's different exercise bands and equipment you can use to stretch yourself out before practice and prevent injuries. And in the case that you do get injured, we offer, I believe we have a physical therapist that comes in once a week that can meet with students, and the athletic trainers can take care of all of your needs. They occasionally take in student interns as well, so if you're interested in sports medicine, it's a good exposure to that as well.
Should also be mentioned that in the athletic training room, that is not just a resource that the varsity athletes can use. The athletic trainers will have office hours several times a week for any Kenyon student. Say if they're involved in club and intramural sports, you sprain your ankle just playing basketball one day in the mat court, you can go in during those hours and have them look at your injuries. They'll wrap you up. They'll give you good advice on what to do. So it's not just a resource for student athletes, but really the whole Kenyon community.
Thank you for coming with us today on this virtual tour of the Kenyon Athletic Center. If you have any more questions, check below in the description and hopefully that can answer it for you. If not, feel free to visit the Kenyon admissions page and we'd love to get in contact with you. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you on campus.